Okay, guys. So we'll go ahead with the fourth lecture on unit number three, product development from concept and product function. So in the last lecture we have seen. Okay, just let me just share the screen. Okay, so I am hopeful that my screen is visible. So in last lecture we have still till today we have seen how to gather information, how to from the information gathering discussions, how to hold those discussions, brainstorming sessions, and from those how to come up with many concepts. And now from those concepts we have seen in the last lecture that how to select one concept. And we used Puck's method. That is basically we are going to have a matrix with all the characteristics what we are expecting, and then we'll do a marking and we'll create a matrix, and then we'll give the marks, and depending on the outcome of the matrix we will select the concept. Okay, so we have seen this, basically what are the different advantages of this approach, then what is the process, and we took an example of paper cup tea. So they're replacing a paper cup tea with the styrofoam cups. So apart from styrofoam, what are the options we have, what alternatives we have, and then we mark them, and then we concluded that design C was much better than other designs. Now we'll go ahead with the other approaches, selection charts and concept scoring for the selection of the concept. Okay. Okay. So selection charts. Now the concept of scoring method is scoring for matrix to evaluate the concept alternatives. Reference design is selected, right? The criteria are generated based on the design requirements, right? So let me just show you material selection chart for product design. First, material properties, mechanical properties of the material, like what is stress, what is ultimate stress, whether the material is ductile, tensile, all those properties. Density of the materials, like if it is very dense, it will be heavy, less dense and less heavy. Thermal properties, if it is thermally conductive, non-conductive, depending on the application. Ultraviolet radiation. So all these mechanical properties of the material are checked. Then possibly these are the now mechanical material properties, right? Now processability, whether how we can process that material, whether we can extrude it by using extrusion process, we can melt it, viscous jetting, powder bed options. How we can process that material and how we can do a manufacturing from there. That is a another important aspect. Then material identification is important aspect. Then availability means, say if you want uranium, it is not easily available, but if you want steel, it is easily available. So depending on the material, how many vendors are there, what is the cost, what is the shape you are expecting, it is out of ordinary, what is the custom, all that, taxes and all that. So all these things of the material selection. So these are the material selection chart for the selecting material for your product. Okay. So now this pedal concept selection, right? How the selection is done? Let's say for friction, magnetic, tied band, gear chain. These are different types, right? So feasibility is which in which case it is. So for magnetic feasibility, tight band gear chain knowledge, it is SSSS. So like say we are going to use this bug chart like positive as and negatives for like feasibility, knowledge, complexity, safety, easy to repair, smooth, resistance, cost, durability, totals, plus. So total is what is the total of all those? How many pluses are there? How many minuses are there? And how many same are there? Okay. So like by using this kind of selection chart, we can do a selection of the material. Okay. Now concept embodiment. Okay. Let's see now what is the concept embodiment. Okay. So embodiment design is a part of a design process in which starting from the principal solution or the concept, the design is developed in accordance with the technical and economic criteria at the point where subsequent detailed design can lead to directly production. Okay. So embodiment design is one of the main stages in the product design, right? If you see a product planning is there, in conceptual design, what we talked about it, in embodiment design, and then detail design. What embodiment design is product architecture, how the architecture will look like for the product, what is the design configuration for the product, what are the parametric design, right? So it is one of the important stages in the product design process. It is developed as per the product design specific PDS, right, and economic criteria to stage where subsequent detailed design can directly into production. So it is a design phase of the engineering program that follows the concept design phase. Various concepts are generated as per the. So if we take an example of this a DSLR concept, okay. So DSLR means what? Digital SLR camera. So in old days they used to have SLR camera, but now it is replaced with digital SLR camera. So the light will come, from the aperture ring. It will go on the mirror. It will be reflected to another mirrors, and again will reflect. It will come out from the viewfinder. So from the viewfinder, you will be able to see what actually this screen how it will look like, or where the shutter is there, no? How the picture will be captured. So you can visualize from the top, and at this from where the light is coming, it will be captured on the shutter, let's say on the sensor plate. Okay, the shutter button is basically, you will open the shutter button. When the shutter button is open, light rays will come in, and it will project on the sensor. If required flash, we can give. So this is a basically preliminary design or system level design. The term embodiment design is coined by the two scientists, Pal and Weiss. uh, the concept design followed by embodiment design and detailed design is more suitable for engineering product, right? And hence this article is basically it talks about the embodiment design. Okay, the output from the concept design might vary from simple block diagrams, right? It depends on what type of product development companies pursue. Embodiment design phase. Okay. So what is embodiment design? Product architecture, design configuration, and parametric design. And when you combine all these three, you will get an embodiment design, right? It's a complex process, right? As many design activities must be simultaneous. So in this embodiment, all this product architecture, design configuration, and parametric design, all those things are happening at the same time. Okay, and they are keep on. It's kind of evolving process. So the embodiment stage is a new product development. An abstract design concept will get molded into system or product, and that works can be manufactured with the allocated unit. Okay. So embodiment design phase activities can be done in main three sections: product architecture, as I said, architecture of the product, then configuration of the design, and parametric design. And combining this, you will get the embodiment design. Okay. So, no, for selecting a concept, we will use either Puck's method by by using matrix, by using different criteria, we will mark them, or we can use selection chart and concept scoring methods, and then a process of concept embodiment. Okay. Now, in the next lecture, we'll talk about system modeling, how to do the system modeling. Okay, it is a process of basically developing abstract models of the system. Okay, so thank you.